I'm Chief Jim Wright, Bennington Fire Department.
I'm Ted Rinaldi. I'm the captain of the WH Bradford Hook and Ladder.
Nathan Barris, Assistant Chief, Bennington Fire Department.
John Poland, Hook and Ladder, Bennington Fire Department.
This is a 2021. It took us almost 2 years to get it here with all the problems we had with the pandemic and recalls on it. And we finally got it here, and we're all working on it to get it up to par so we can take it out when we need it.
It's 6 feet taller than the old fire truck that we have. It's more up to date. There's more safety features especially for the firefighters, that the older ones don't have. It's more user friendly than the other one is, so it goes both ways, you know. So this is, you can step up, and that's the
Thank
crew.
you.
Each seat's equipped with an air pack.
Take a set.
Each seat's equipped with an air pack for a person that's qualified. Then they have the radios it is, so you can each grab a radio for a call. And then also on the back wall, which we don't have them all yet, right here there are tools, haligans, and axes that they can take into the calls with them.
Oh, this still has that new truck smell too, doesn't it?
Oh, it's very-
Oh my goodness.
Zone 1, Channel 1.
Yeah.
As you can see from the dashboard. So everything now is electronic versus analog. And it tells you, who's buckled in, who's not, the brakes, all the temperatures, all the levels for the oils, the transmission, the DEF, everything's on here. So you could do it. All the lighting is all soft touch keys instead of regular soft switches instead of regular ones. Then your radio, that's a side camera. You can either leave it on, going when you're on the right hand side, or have it where it goes on 7 seconds, before the turn. You put it on, and then that'll come on when you turn. So either way you want to do it.
Okay. So what's this pump to?
So what that is, we also have a pump on the truck besides the ladder. So that's just to put the pump in gear so we can start pumping water.
Right.
And then
Thank
these are ladder, the PTOs for the ladder and the power generator PTO. That all works off the engine. And then these are just different lights for different parts of the truck. But it's all soft key. And then this is for that's for the HVAC stuff. And then it goes back to that. Then we have a same control on the other side for that's considered the officer's seat. So he can monitor, work the lights and stuff like that instead of the driver having to do all.
Right.
I'll step in.
So this here is the pump, single stage pump. It's a Hell pump. And we have, we can operate the ladder from this. The ladder water, we can operate we got 3 course lays, 2.5 inch and 1 3/4 inch. They come up here. They come and they're controlled from here. The aerial is controlled from this portion of it. This portion is what runs the pump. This is what you feed into it. This one is a gate in the back where we can be fed from another truck and bypass our pump altogether if we need to. Then these are just discharges, different sizes and stuff.
Nice. Okay, and then what do we have down here?
Then we have each compartment has different stuff, as you can see.
Okay.
It'll range from anything from things that we need to clean the truck and whatever, to batteries, first aid kits. Look, lost track of that. Then we have we also have bloodborne pathogens. That's the word I was trying to think of. A mask for breathing. And we have a generator box. That's all the lights, outlets that are in the truck. After generated, you put them on with that. These are just our fittings, lights. We got tools back here, speedy dry, extra hose that we use. And just different tools for that of the trade, basically. Want to go? Thanks. This one here is a gear bin. So a lot of guys some guys keep the gear on the trucks, some carry it with them depending on the situation.
Right.
So these are saws,
Oh, okay.
chainsaw, metal saw. Carries fuel over here for it. Chainsaw oil.
Everything's nice and mounted perfectly.
These are our climbing belts for the ladder, which are in progress of getting some new ones. All our the hydrant gate, all the hydrant tools are over there.
Every member, any fireman that climbs this ladder
Has to wear
is
it.
going to have this on, with their air pack and their gear on
Yeah.
for any incident. So
Yeah.
it's usually a pretty good time getting one to fit.
So on the tip of the ladder, we have an infrared camera, and it's infrared and traditional camera. And this is, you can monitor it from here, and these are the controls for it, zoom in, zoom out, anywhere around.
So this would probably be where you would be standing to help direct efforts
Well,
during
yeah, the
the...
cords, as long as the cord is. But
Oh.
like a
So
chief,
this
one of
is
the chiefs,
the
some
best thing about these is for the chief engineers or the captain that's, to not, maybe even not have a fireman at the tip of the nozzle, but be able to still see what's all the way up there and to be able to guide
and
it.
find hot spots or whatever.
Yep.
Nice.
That's some pretty great technology.
And another thing is you can pick up the heat off a body, so you could scan an area if you wanted to look.
God forbid you gotta do a search.
Exactly.
Yep.
You can zoom in an area just with the regular camera and see what's going on if you want,
I just got chills. Wow, that's
You
kind of
have
cool.
leaf ladder on the side of the ladder up there, so it's right up there. For your hooks,
Yeah. How many feet of ladders are actually on this truck, including everything?
111. I mean, including these two?
Yeah.
Oh, you got, let's see, you got 35, 45, another 28, another 10,
Another 24.
another 24, 16.
So you're hitting multiple points vigorous at the same time with all the ladders you're carrying.
The ground ladders are important, even though you have a ladder truck.
Right.
Every one of these engines has ground ladders, and the importance of them, not only is it to be able to put to a window to rescue somebody, but if you put one to a window, you're giving your fireman a chance to egress something that he didn't have when he went in. Just for the sake, that's the window he's got to come out. There's a ladder there on the second floor waiting for him already.
Right now, this is for future tools that are going to be going in there.
Okay.
That's just our drinking water supply. This is all our rescue ropes, water rescue helmets, life preservers, ropes. So if somebody's in a river or whatever, we can use it. So a high-rise kit. It has 4 2.5-inch lines and 1 inch 3/4 line, a tool bag, so you can bring it upstairs and feed it into a standpipe. Or now with this ladder on the tip of it, we have a 2.5-inch output. So if there's no standpipe in the building and we have to go up high, they can carry these up and we can feed them directly into the window instead of dragging hose all the way up the stairs and stuff. Just
that was a good feature.
trying to make it easier.
Yeah.
And then these here is just our spare air bottles.
Oh,
We got 8 spare air bottles around.
how long does an air bottle last? I know, and it's approximate. There's
So they call them a 4,500 bottle, which is roughly 35, 45 minutes.
For you.
For me.
For me,
But if you get another guy,
Yeah.
that's, I'm not fit by any means, but I just control breathe differently than some other people. It could be a 35-minute bottle for me, but if Ted and I were doing the job together,
I'm probably
he's into 20 minutes.
25, yeah, 20 to 25 for me.
But then you get working, you're carrying your tools, your hose, you're beating through a wall maybe, pulling down a ceiling. Those are the things that'll contribute. I mean, generally you're into it about 25 minutes
And-
for a real decently shaped guy to really do something.
And then out of that, you really only have half the time because you got half the air going in and then you need half the air. Whatever you have going in, you need at least that much going back
Right.
out.
So I mean, and that's one of the things we focus on in training is that we try to tell each other that watch Ted, watch John, watch Nathan to see what they're doing, and if we show up and I go, okay, I know John's gonna last approximately the same amount I'm gonna take John,
Right.
and then we're gonna go do our jobs. But that's not the deciding factor, but it's part of your training. You just watch what each one of your guys is gonna do.
And we have alarms on it for when you get low air, it sets off the bell and stuff. But the thing is you don't want to be so deep into a fire and then that stuff's going off, because then
Because you
you
got
still got to
1,000
get back
PSI.
out. Yeah.
And now somebody's having to come get you. Right.
And that's one of us.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's, you know, it's not something we really ever want to do.
right.
And there's no such thing as a bad defensive approach. If you got to be outside, that's the way it goes.
Yeah.
So these are just blocking right now for extrication tools and more gear over here. This is just empty for now, but it won't be for long.
They're gonna have more extrication stuff
Yes.
in there. One of the bigger things is cribbing the vehicle, making sure it's not gonna roll away, making
Right.
sure you can get a good pinch point when you put your spreader or your cutter into the vehicle. So they've got a lot of room reserved for a lot of blocking. So it's gonna be it'll be really nice.
It's all, it takes time. I mean, it took us right now, it took about 5 weeks to get everything transferred from
Everything
one
transferred over,
one truck to
mounted.
the other. Just, it's a slow process.
Yeah.
Place.
It doesn't look like a lot of stuff until you start moving it, so. Yeah, the exhaust fans, a positive pressure fan, this is all chimney tools, for chimney fires,
Okay.
extension cord, light,
And that'll be coming up here shortly.
yes.
Yes, it will. Yes.
And this is just a small tube in right now.
So each one of our rigs actually carries a bear or two. You know, the hardest part for a kid is not understanding what's going on. Maybe they're, motor vehicle accident they were in, or their house is burning, their dogs, whatever's inside.
Mom's not with them yet.
Yep. So it's comforting, and actually these were
UCS.
from UCS. They sponsored it, and these were made up.
They were all handmade.
And a wonderful part of the community.
You can take the hose off either end.
Right.
So on the inch and 3/4, we have 1 feed this way, 1 feed that way. You can still go both ways, just an easy thing. And then this is a large discharge, 2.5 inch discharge, and then another feed. And those are all the drains down there, and these are all just 25-foot connections. Then the other side up. And this is the officer seat. That's what it's called. And then up front, so here's the camera. This is the camera right there.
Nice.
So now the nozzle here and the camera, you have a water mode and a rescue mode. So the rescue mode is, it stays back a certain amount of feet off the tip, so you can get close to a window and stuff without damaging the nozzle and stuff like that. And then water mode, the nozzle comes right where it is to the tip. So you just hit a button and it automatically, like the old ladder you had to do it manually. This one is you push a button, it lets so far out, and then it picks up the nozzle and brings it with it, so.
Amazing features.
And then
Yeah.
This is our extrication tools. It's all battery operated now.
Whoa.
Yep. So everything on this truck is the battery operated set. They're made by Hamacho. What you're looking at there is the spreader on the left and the cutter on your right. They're very useful to have them without a cord. This engine here and that front bumper, actually, they're the same setup, but with a big, huge hydraulic line in there. We can unhook from that and even we have a backup power supply that'll go with us if we need it. But these are really where it's at for us. So
Technology, and that's,
and to have these on the biggest truck that we have, it should be.
Yeah.
and what's the
ideally-
technology, how old is that truck? Is that
This
old?
one's a 16.
Yeah, so
That
that, the
Rasmussen's a
technology has
16, so-
changed so much
Just-
in 8 years, it's
And
unbelievable.
just to have it, this is a big truck, so if we have to block off a roadway, this is the one we should be blocking it off with.
Right.
So if anybody's willing to be a volunteer with the Bennington Fire Department, Wednesday nights, you will find us here. We have a series of 4 things that we do throughout the month. One being a company meeting. It's a business meeting that you would handle with your prospective companies. Then you have a second week where you come down and check, make sure everything's working. You grease it if you need to. That's what we call a truck check. All the guys are here so you can learn from them and to see what's on the trucks and how it works and what it's for. And then we have a drill night, which we come down and we practice whatever we can come up with. Generally, I like to take what these guys want to do. Because if they're telling me what they want to do, then they're going to come to it because it was their idea. Hopefully. So then the next Wednesday following would be another truck check. So we do 2 of them a month to make sure our apparatus is ready to go. So you can come down here, get an application, you fill it out, general information. You get placed with a company that maybe one of these trucks interests you more than the other. Maybe you want to be on a ladder, maybe you don't. And you can pick, unless, like we talked earlier, that the companies are full, which we're not at that point. And get yourself involved that way. There's some schooling to it. We have requirements. There's so many hours a year to keep your training up, so many hours to be able to do interior firefighting, so many hours to do exterior. And a lot of that training we offer right here prior to you having to go to a school for it. And they offer a firefighter 1 and 2 class, usually comes about every year or 2 locally. And then Rutland Fire Schools, which is a state event that you can take a specific class for.